and welcome to another Chronicle Chamber book review. I am Ankit, and today I'll be reviewing Shakti Comics from India's The Phantom, issue number 2. So, as we all know, Shakti Comics, or probably if you have followed the news, Shakti Comics is the second publisher from India right now who have the license to publish Phantom in English, and they have the additional languages of Bengali and Hindi. So, this is their second issue, and their first issue came out around October, and this is it. So, and it was a very, and if you remember and you've seen our old review, it was a very high quality book in terms of production and all, but had some very niggling issues, which I am very happy to tell you that they have, like, addressed it, and they have done things for the better. Before we begin, let's just go into dimensions. I just want to mention this thing, that the book is slightly smaller, if you notice, from the previous issue. Like, about, like, I have measured it, it's about like zero point 0.5 less on the width and about 0.3 less on the top. So it's like about the previous issue was, I think, about 17.5 or 28.3 or something like that, and this is just exactly 17 into 23 or something like that. But yeah, the more detailed of these dimensions and all is written in the written review for the Chronicle Chamber website. You can go check it out. So yeah, initially that, but the rest of the stuff, the way they handle production is pretty much the same. So you get like the uh, glue binding or perfect binding, as they call it, or no staples, and you get glossy inside pages and a laminated soft cover for this, which is pretty much the really good things about the very first issue. Anyway, so yeah, as we said, this book came out in the languages of Bengali and Hindi, along with English. And this time, Shakti had also announced that they will be doing variant covers. So there is a variant cover for it, which is the option here. But these variant covers are only exclusive for like the Bengali and the Hindi version. So you get two types of covers. The content is the same, but only in Bengali and Hindi do you have this option. So for that, I just like to mention this, that in these covers, like the standard edition cover, which comes across 3 languages, is done by me, and the variant cover, which comes in Bengali and Hindi, is done by Mr. Anupam Sinha, who is like a legend in the Indian comics, Hindi comics industry. As you know, he's like the artist on Nagraj and the creator of Super Commando Dhruv, and he was the one who did the art on the first issue too. So yeah, he did the penciling this on this. I did the inks and the colors. So yeah. So if you want the variant, it's only available to read on Bengali and Hindi. So now we come to the issue. So those of you remember, I just wanted to go back to the first issue, that the first issue was considered a very good book in terms of its production values and everything, but it had some major issues that we felt that, and we pointed out, like, there was panel stretching involved. There was a loss of panels too here, like loss of story panels, the way the editing was done. Then they had changed the font of the, of the actual inner words, so that also got misprints and typos on it. So yeah, means basically it was probably done to give it more of a larger art comic book feel, like, like a graphic novel more than like a strip reprint. But it kind of did not work out. So because especially in some of the pages where they did go on a four strips per page thing, it looked much tighter and nicer, like here. So yeah, so what they did this time, I'm happy to say, is like Shakti had decided not to go into all of it, and they've gone straight to like how a classic strip is printed by most publishers. Like one strip, like 4 strips per page, and the results are remarkable. So there's no panel stretching, no nothing, and looks great. Oh, another thing. So this book comes with a freebie poster of the art as done by me for it's a nice poster, nice paper. But yeah, this poster is only available if you order directly from, for those who had actually pre-ordered the books when it was first announced, or via their retailers. And even now I think you can get this poster with the retailers for like whatever pre-orders they have placed, they get a poster free with it. Or else you have to order directly from Shakti's website, you get a poster with each book with it, irrespective of it's English or Bengali or Hindi. So yeah, but the poster is the same, no different for languages. So let's go over the book. So the book opens up with the credits here, and it's the same design style that they went with the first book, and it has the graphic, the way, the story. So this, yeah, the story is the Phantom Lion. It's a Tony DePaul and Paul Ryan art story. And as you can see, like I'm a big fan, everybody knows, of Paul Ryan's work, and also I'm really glad to see Paul Ryan's art come to Shakti also. They had originally the first story they had printed in the previous issue was Mike Manley art. And yeah, so like now it's Paul Ryan being showcased, so that's pretty good. And then those who have read the story already know what it is, but the presentation and the production, and oh yeah, so this gives you the end of this book, which has this from the standard, where gives you the inked version that I did for on the pencils of Mr. Anupam Sinha, so as the cover, accompanying. There was another art by another very famous old artist who worked on Indrajal covers and all, Hussein Zamin Zaidi ji, and this is his artwork for this story, and this is the colored version that I did. Yeah. So for the extras on the ones which have the Anupam ji's art, it has the same inked version picture of this, but the colored version of that art is replaced by the standard version's art here. So yeah, the price of this book is 200 rupees, and it is again, like it's fantastic production, no doubt about it. I would even go out on a limb and say that the amount of uh, like the kind of work that has been done on this issue is at par with like how they do on trade paperbacks. I mean, and those who have seen, and how much I say, like everybody knows, those who have owned it, like if anybody's owned Regal's uh, comics, they are also very high quality production, but I'd say that this one is even higher. But the 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 thing is, this is pretty much the same price as a Regal issue, but it has one story. Regal prints this with two stories, so yeah, so it's a trade-off. But yeah, definitely this is the highest quality like Phantom comic that's coming out from India for sure, definitely. So yeah, go check it out if you. I'm pretty sure Fru will stock some on their website at the prices, or the best case uh, befriend Indian fan, and have them uh, send you a copy or something like that, or exchange copies with him. So yeah, this is a must buy issue, I would say, landmark. Like I know this story has been reprinted by both Fru and Fantomen. Fantomen has actually reprinted it much recently in the last couple of years. I would say in terms of just the product and the way it's presented, it's really, really like I won't, I don't have any other. I don't know whether these dailies will ever see print in better production. To be honest, yeah. So yeah, that's it. Happy Phantoming.